My best friend stole from me for years yesterday. She begged for my help when I became her boss. My best friend stole $43,000 from me over 3 years while managing my online store. Yesterday, she showed up in my office interview not knowing I am now the hiring director at the company she desperately needs to join. When Emma first offered to help with my small jewelry business during college, I was beyond grateful. Between full-time classes and 2 part-time jobs, I barely had time to sleep, let alone manage orders and inventory. You focus on creating, I'll handle the boring business stuff, she insisted, declining payment. That's what friends are for. For 3 years, Emma managed everything, the website, customer service, and finances. My little hoodie shop grew into a legitimate brand, yet somehow I was always just scraping by. The Anna changed again. She explained when sales seemed high but profits stayed low. Words the new quantity costs. I trusted her completely. Then came the email from a customer. Just wanted to say I love that you are talenting 20% of profits to animal shelters. There is no donation program when I called the customer. She forwarded Emma's email promising charity contributions in our company name. It took 1 weekend of investigating to discover that Emma had created duplicate payment accounts, diverting portions of hundreds of transactions to herself. The donations were just her cover story to customers who noticed pricing discrepancies. According to my records, she'd stolen approximately $43,000 over 3 years by money that would have changed my life as a struggling student, entrepreneur, when confronted. Emma cried, claiming she needed the money for her mother's medical bills. I was going to pay you back someday, she sobbed. I later discovered her mother had excellent insurance, and Emma had used my money for luxury vacations. She carefully kept off social media. I didn't press charges. I simply ended our friendship, rebuilt my business from scratch, and focused on healing. The betrayal cost me more than money, else it took my ability to trust. 5 years later, I've left the jewelry business behind. After getting my MBA, I became hiring director at EaterX Designs, a theater marketing firm in Chicago known for extraordinary benefits and work culture. Yesterday, I reviewed the day's interview schedule and saw a familiar name. Emma walked into my office with the confident smile that had once made me feel so secure, then froze when she recognized me. IDs, I had no idea you worked here, she stammered. I remained perfectly calm as I explained, I don't just work here, I decide who works here. The color drained from her face. According to her resume, she'd been unemployed for 7 months after her previous company downsized. Her references were questionable. Her portfolio included work I knew wasn't hers. Please, she whispered. I really need this job. My rent is 3 months behind and no one else is hiring in this economy. I thought about the nights I'd work until 3 a.m. after discovering her theft, rebuilding everything she destroyed. I thought about the therapy sessions to address my trust issues. I thought about the business moments still paying off. Then I did something that surprised us both. I conducted the most fair professional interview of my career. I asked standard questions. I took detailed notes. I evaluated her responses objectively. At the end, I said, "Thank you for coming in. We'll be in touch within a week." As she gathered her things, clearly confused, I added, "Emma, the difference between us is that I built my success without stealing from anyone. I hired someone else that afternoon. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all, it's becoming someone who no longer needs it."